See a bit of an aggressive-looking Vitality sitting back down in those chairs. They need to fire this machine up because the machine looked like a dud.
He was laughing for some reason.
Haha, they don't know what I'm about to do now.
It's moments like this, a lot of people don't know, but he doesn't even run his own social media because he doesn't read it. He doesn't go on social media, nothing like that. And that's probably for the best.
After a map like that?
After a map like that,
it's for the best.
Oh, his poor social media manager who has to go through the mentions.
That's why they pay him the big bucks.
Oh, man. Let's see if Zygoat can bounce back or if he's going to be Zyhu for map 2.
Inferno, this is where Vitality wanted to take us. And so this is where their tournament life is on the line.
I don't even think Zyhu likes this map that much.
No?
He stopped opping on it when Navarro came in. He was, oh, perfect. I don't have to op, perfect. Then he started MP9ing in the B site. I mean, he's still fragged out because he doesn't have to try that hard to be better than everyone, but...
A little bonus nade.
They need him to be good. Probably. And I mean, this also wasn't Vitality just playing bad. In my opinion, this is so much about Gambit playing insanely well. So, my sympathies. That's also made it very fun to watch.
Smokes being set from Apex. And Magisk as well with the utility dumped down into the pit. Nafany's going to be forced to change position. And Zywu turning it up a notch. All right, let's see it, folks. Axile. He's going to get the headshot. If there's anybody that's going to just cancel all of Vitality, you'd feel like it was Axile.
Oh, that nade could have been a kill.
And instead, it's a
dud,
Apex,
Apex dies. He's low. Another nade.
Perfect.
Oh, it's over. Axile saves the day with that 3K.
Now Magisk.
Zywu's back.
Yeah, right. A couple of kills as he falls out from pit. Regardless, there was still a chance, despite that frag grenade.
5 kills over 2 maps, Zywu.
Yeah, I mean, listen, dude, it has to be a step up. And when we look at the step up, it's not as though there's a bunch of free frags on the other end of it. I think you're absolutely dead on, dude. As much as we're all going to sit here and the high, you know, that's the problem with headlines. It's going to be second highest rated player in the world, performs worst map. This was about Gambit.
Jonah Jameson.
And there's no clear route back in. Zywu's not just gonna, you know, push over these players. Not in this kind of a form from Gambit.
Yeah,
so
they're all playing so well right now.
Bomb plant couples nicely for Vitality's attempt at a bounce back here. They've got the double Galil and AK, and it's Zywu with the AK. So clearly, the belief is there. But the performance needs to be as well. The rebound necessary. Magisk over top of the logs, finds Hobbit.
Oh.
There's so much damage done here, so the AK's instead given back over to Apex. He's the player with no armor.
Yeah, this is a kind of a crazy round because utility could still make the difference. Guns are not great. Nafany will find the first kill. Zywu's low, he's down there. And Shiro is going to be quite careful to use his utility early. He still has the HE, which is an interesting decision. But Zywu's too far away to frag, so that might have been the right one. And it looks like they want to try to call this out. Shiro will run back to spawn to grab a smoke and delay. The better gun is on the A site. I feel like Axile is going to put up another multi-kill right now.
Yeah, you feel that?
That cat round we saw, that pistol round, as much as everybody's playing well, Axile's still kind of the brightest star. But instead, they'll turn towards Inters on Arch.
The moment he's shown contact, he falls away from it.
Now, they could actually walk B. You know, it's unlikely, but they're turning the corner 30 seconds. It's going to push it down to the very last second, but there is a timing on Shiro, so we'll see how he plays this.
Puts his smoke down from Banana. His back is entirely turned. Gets the gun back out in time.
Gets one. They have to run through Banana. They're hoping that it's some kind of fake. They're not even going to go for it. They're actually not even going to go for it.
Please come back to A. No, sir. Vitality piecing together.
Nice call.
A force by win, yes.
Nice call.
And that's what it's going to have to predicate on, because that's the one thing with Gambit on Mirage as well. You know, I said it, dude. It just felt like they knew exactly what Vitality were going to do every time. That Yanko Weatherman segment, you know, unpacking one of the most crucial decisions from Nafany, where it wasn't just his decision in the round, but also his play.
Yeah. You know, I did an unluckier bat on Zywu on this other lowest rated map.
Overpass versus Complexity.
Overpass versus Complexity. And I watched it, and honestly, my conclusion was that he was unlucky or just got absolutely blasted away every single frag. It was just, you know, ridiculous shots being hit. And looking at the Mirage game, of course, there are some really, really nice kills from Gambit, but there were a couple of those rounds, like you brought up, where he was on the corner of Cat, no idea about a timing and underpass, just got outplayed, you know, 3 rifle rounds where he had an op in that position and shot in the side of the head. And that was probably a bridge too far, you know? So, of course, I'll have to take a second look, but CT timeout will be called. Gambit will just, maybe this is a money timeout, just to figure out how to exactly spend here, because they're going to be reinvesting, but they can't afford all the guns they want.
Groove looking very vocal if it's just crunching numbers. Maybe making sure everybody's on the same page as well. Maybe some kind of an issue there needs to be smoothed out before the buy and the round resumes. How crazy it would be if Axile can keep up some of the numbers that we've seen posted from him.
They did well to avoid him and abused the low nade situation. So here we are, off to round 3.
Life taught me anything, Wanders, is that you can only avoid your problems for so long. And Axile, he is inside of this server from start to finish. dupreeh's gonna chase him. As the nade's thrown deep, he does jump back, side by side with Inters. 0 play on lane, nothing inside of the apartments. Interesting situation. And we do get that creep up from Apex, so he's sizing up the apartments, and he's gonna walk out and be completely free. And then, of course, at that point, he calls for them to come around lane, and...
Well, he doesn't see anybody. You're going to be late out of halls into lane. He's still listening. And the bomb is so slow, but they've taken over so much map control on the A site.
Setting themselves up for maybe a back-to-back save. You know, all of these tools will be useful. I feel like you've blocked off the archway, you've cordoned off top banana.
Wow, they sussed this out really well. That's beautifully done.
Misutaa's dead.
The first kill does go the way of Gambit. There is a potential to rotate back in, but they're still low on grenades. So I'm not sure they're convinced about a retake, but they'll start to organize while there's still time.
Yeah. There's also an extra weapon to pick up here as well, so definitely rearming the forces before the push. Now we're talking about a smoke and an incendiary on Nafany.
No kits, no kits.
So it's gonna have to be fast, or just look for exits and try to make this costly, but I don't know, man. They're still on the cusp of trying to force this issue, and ZywOo, he's going to cut down Axile. A headshot immediately onto Hobbit. ZywOo starting to push up the numbers, and Magisk offers us a double, so there was nothing there to stop it on short side on the actual hit, and then when they finally take short themselves, Gambit mowed down.
Maybe that was a curse to get that opening kill.
Without it, I'm sure they just, you know, it's easy. You recede off of Arch, you save 5 players in B site, and you'll have a bunch of tools to try in round 3, but instead, Vitality, they convert.
That was weird because they didn't have a kit. If they did, I could understand the attempts. And what's funny is, like, Gambit basically never tried retaking things. So in that position, it felt like, oh, they were going to take the decision to leave. And now they have nothing, actually. So, man, honestly, I mean, Vitality have shown that they can call a good round, but they weren't keeping up frag-wise. They were getting out lurked on that first map. Good signs, though, here in map 2. Very good signs.
Is it possible that ZywOo plays as badly as he did on map 1? In your mind, is that possible, or is it likely?
I don't think so. I would never bet on it if that's what you're asking. You wouldn't either, right?
No. Just feels like that was such an anomaly. But time will tell, as it always does. Inters, the only A1S, the only weapon that Gambit have to work with, and it turns Apex around. He'll be calling from the sidelines here in round 4.
It could be considered a lofty investment. Let's see if Magisk can win one back. Oh, Hobbit quietly takes this gun and gets off onto the rotation.
They're going to get onto this A site.
Yeah, this is a powerful angle from Shiro. I know it's just a P2K, but they don't know he's here just yet. Inters spotting the cross.
Inter is able to peek out with Shiro's pistol. Oh, dupreeh just lines them up, turns around with ZywOo, and this is that duality in Vitality. With ZywOo and dupreeh, shoulder to shoulder, you know, that to me, it's the impact that we've seen from the roster so far. I mean, just yesterday, Inferno, we're like halfway through the freaking map and dupreeh's on 30 kills while ZywOo has 9. So obviously this performance on Mirage is what's going to be, you know, again, the headline title. It is his worst LAN performance in terms of rating, but even yesterday's Inferno wasn't anything too impressive out of the gate.
He hasn't had a great tournament overall. You know? And we kind of had that same start for Simple, honestly. I mean, he was still good. He was still good. He was much better than ZywOo overall, but still slower, not himself exactly, and only at the end in that last series started to really look insane again. I kind of want to extend that to everybody because for whatever reason, there's been so many slow starts.
I mean, there's no doubting that ZywOo's still like an F1 caliber engine. You know, the power is there, but there's the ignition issues. And that's a weird thing to see because... Box. Pit. It's just odd because it's so not what we're used to, but you know, new year, new team, new language. And if dupreeh can pick up slack in the meantime, so be it. But that was a nice showing from the two of them, shoulder to shoulder. Vitality, the 3-1 T-side start. Buy back in from Gambit. Up, glass cannon in the hands of Shiro, posted alongside Axile here in Apps.
Look at the minimal amount of control. Everything rests on this one peek from Inter's on Arch. They can smoke this out instantly. And he's kind of freely peeking, trying to listen for footsteps. But they can push him back so fast. Gambit have opted to try to hold grenades, play this slow. I don't know if Vitality do this properly. They go into an exec, they're going to have an advantage on either site. So Gambit take over halls, that's something. But I still like Vitality's position a lot.
Axile is getting curious though, clearing out the apartments himself. There's a little bit of a movement from Library to the CT spawn here from Inters. He's under pressure, delivers one, and ZywOo straight away the trade. dupreeh grabs bomb and they're starting to move back, but that bomb gets cut off with 30 seconds to spare. An incendiary on top of it. Axile, he's kind of drawn between two directions, but he delivers another kill! And the headshot comes in from ZywOo, an answer. With such little time, 20 seconds, he's worried about the banana push, but that's not the case.
Gambit, go back to A.
They've ran it all the way into this A site. Hobbit, he's going to be in the pocket by the time that they run in for this desperate attempt at a plant. And ZywOo killed with hands busy, Apex dead. Hobbit delivers the 2K they need. Gambit, their second round win.
Hey, the quickest, smallest shout out to Axile for that play down mid. Bomb was left in an awkward spot while they were already pushing in CT spawn. So Axile for that, for him, it's a gift. He's thinking about his retake on the B site. So this is a small mistake from Vitality, a well-timed push from Gambit, but also a situation, where primarily that bomb should have already turned the corner on Banana. It should never be alone in a spot like that, and it was a little late. Even though they were still on their side of the map, it was a bit late. There can't be gaps like that versus Gambit at the moment.
Vitality have to pay the toll. Axile, the underpass troll.
A wild spray from Magisk through the fire. And now there's some incentive to try to reclaim top Banana because misutaaa could use this AK. Gambit did that last round with minimal map control, but compensated by coming in for a fast retake. Vitality do not do themselves a service of smoking off Arch and at least trying to spur a rotation on the top of mid. But they also are not getting any rotations out of Gambit.
No movement at all. Gambit's statues here at the 30-second mark.
There, now the support will come in.
Shiro moves through the CT spawn.
He's holding one key flash here.
Nafany posted on top of Nubox. There's Hobbit again, impactful, and Nafany lines him up. Easy pickup for Nafany. 4 frags to his name. Kicks it off on Banana and kicks him back down as Vitality push through.
Yeah, the calmness is great. I mean, even though we looked at it and we're like, they've only got 2 here, Shiro made it just in time after the smoke, like clockwork, in place to throw that flash to allow for both our Coffins player to peek at the same time and for Nafany to be in a strong position to pick up the rest of the pieces.
No contest.
Yeah, no problem.
Now there are problems. Economically, Vitality whimpering into round number 7. Already dead is ZywOo, picked down mid from Shiro, feeling the confidence of this broken economy. And trying to bury ZywOo at the bottom of the scoreboard where he was on map 1.
It's a lot sharper now.
Yeah, leading the kills for the Vitality camp, 7 and 4, as he has to sit out this one. Shiro, clean shot into the arm of Apex, making sure there's nothing giving to free. And dupreeh, grenade, bada boom. Shiro, dude. Oh, he took misutaaa with him. That's so fast. 4 kills for Shiro. They're gonna save his op. Yeah, it's anti-eco, but listen.
He's back.
It's fast.
Yeah.
Lightning quick.
We talk about ZywOo. Shiro also had a really bad start to the event.
Yeah, that's fair.
He was...
Until that Vertigo game yesterday.
He was pretty much useless. I mean, he was putting himself in bad spots, missing his hard shots he normally hits. That all changed until, yeah, Vertigo yesterday map on Mirage earlier on.
You could see him speaking his mind through those struggles as well.
Yes.
You know, whether, we don't know the inner workings, but if it was some kind of discomfort he felt, if though, you know, he didn't think that he was being set up properly, he let them know, and he turned it around for Vertigo. Kind of reminding himself that he is a top 10 player in the world.
Top 5.
Yep. Oof. But now he's dead. Apex gonna take matters into his own hands. He wants to go IGL to IGL with Nafany.
Oh, there's actually 3B here early. They can't jump on this right away. And there are 2 players so low. Look at the rotation back to the A site. They're calling this out. The thing is, Vitality now, I mean, they're forced to slow it down a lot. They can still do a number of things in this position. Impossible to know exactly what Gambit are going to react with. But I think it's the right move. Put a little bit more pressure back on B. Make sure that they can't feel comfortable totally evacuating. But they know that no matter what, Gambit are going to stack in this situation because they will save.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so...
He didn't apply enough pressure to keep Nafany there.
Sometimes it's really hard to know. Now, 40 seconds, and they're entering B, so there is a chance the bomb can go back, yes.
Nice. I mean, at that point, 3 HP, why not? Why not? Go in, take that risk. And that risk is...
That's a really great call.
Yeah, coupled nicely with the reward.
They
Apex
set up,
takes the risk himself, and there have it.
They had everything set up so that they could basically walk into either sites and have enough time to do so. So it looks very calm, very collected here from Vitality as they suss out the situation. And it's way more tenuous than you might think. It's 5v3, yes, but Magisk and Apex being low. If they walked into a lane stack, I'm sure Gambit would be able to, you know, easily multi-frag and make that get ugly fast.
Now the question is just, does dupreeh take a couple players down as well? Oof, not if Inters has anything to say about it. And the money's there for Gambit, so there's still a very real chance at a quick rebound off the back of this one.
You know, at the beginning of Mirage, it felt competitive as well.
Yeah, it did.
So we'll see how that goes for the rest of the half.
That it did. Hell, for a little while, it felt like Vitality were actually just gonna, like, you know, completely churn through them on that CT side of Mirage. There was a time where Vitality felt like they had the series, and albeit super early, but in a really good start. And reality sunk in. So CT pause. Gambit gonna chew through their options, give Groove a chance to speak.
You think he does just listen to disco music?
Like that's why he chose Groove. Like he's just really into it.
Or he loves Austin Powers?
Yeah.
It could be.
Shagadelic, baby. Who's your favorite Austin Power character?
Bastard pears.
Who's part?
Bastard.
Everyone likes the smell of their own scent.
That's the exact line I was thinking.
Frag grenade down onto the alt mid. And it's a little bit of chip damage, so be it.
They should have thrown the one where they running throw it over top of the roof.
Yeah, I know. You're a big advocate of that. It's all Mohan ever wants. Skynade, Skynade. He's playing Apex Legends.
Okay. This one's free.
That's what they all say. Shiro is sharp. Look, Skynades. Molotov lands in front of him.
It's free. He's coming back. Watch.
They're right there. They're right there. Looking plump.
And Zawu is actually opping. He hates opping.
Ripe for the taking here. Shiro.
Oh, what the hell?
dupreeh in the hips.
dupreeh knew the risk that he was taking there. Could have jumped up in ult, but Shiro hits a very hard shot as he jumps in. And we'll see if that actually says anything about the game plan as we cross the 40-second mark. But the CTs are stoic. They're impossible to read with even X-ray on if they're comfortable sitting here. They almost never play 4A.
Yeah, they're just so certain.
They just trust in the Axile.
Cementing themselves in these positions. 20 seconds,
Whoa.
Magisk opens. That's the library player down. That seemed quick, whatever it was. And misutaaa finds the headshot to Inters, but Axile, 1 kill, and that's it. Apex, quick answer. B players nowhere to be found.
Wow. Everyone was blind.
You don't rotate when you stay that far away, and when you
Yes.
don't have any information, you're playing in the dark. And if you
Yes.
play in the dark, you can get lost.
You can trip.
And gobbled up by the Krampus.
Yes, they can pull you under the bed. Grab your feet. I used to be scared. My light switch to the other side of the room.
Yeah?
I'd flick it off and jump on the bed. What was it you said Hampus is down there?
No, Krampus. I mean, maybe Hampus is under the bed too, and you never know with that guy. You gotta be careful.
Great exec.
Yes.
They are calling well. They look good. Their CT side will be very good as well. Those were clean entries. Gambit had good spots to multi-frag, but they made sure at least one person at all times in every crossfire was completely blind. And we caught a rotator early here with Magisk.
Definitely helps
Yeah.
that he gets that one so cleanly.
They did a good job of being aware of the smoke that landed in front of Graveyard that Axel was trying to play off of without exposing himself to that risk until they were absolutely ready. And sure to clear everything else out. I think Gambit need to be a little bit more aggressive.
A little more aggressive.
I hate telling Gambit how to play because they make these passive setups work that are like in a way that other teams cannot.
Ooh,
But
Magisk again.
Yeah, they're trying to take the fights a little bit early. We go down 1-1 in material here at the minute 35 mark. Shiro joins him on B. Will Apex jump up? It looks like he will, and he'll regret it.
Half his health gone. Oh, but look, it goes 2 ways.
Wow.
Shiro also gets tagged by the other opper. And now, off the back of that Vitality, because they've seen Shiro facing at the B site, they decide, all right, let's take it to A and let's keep up the pace. Inter's going to try to lay down a smoke ahead of them, and there is still a chance that Axile shaves off one end of this attack. In fact, he could go deep and try to deal with Zywoo.
And Apex has a sliver of health left. They are right behind.
They're close on him.
Yeah. Oh my God, Inters, will you get spotted?
Misutaaa, oh, he just caught Axile. Axile's got the cover of the box, turns it onto Apex. Now, all the Vitality have is this attack from the Moto side, and Inter's perfect position. A near 2 versus 4 unless dupreeh comes in big. He sprays down the second. And when you're trying to fight head-to-head with the likes of Zywoo, the job is never easy, but dupreeh is the top-rated player for Vitality so far here in this event, trying to get his team back in that Spodek with a 1v4 halfway there. He's already got Shiro encroaching on his left, so close, dangerously close. dupreeh, just one more. Oh, but he doesn't even look away. He stays fixated on balcony, and Shiro will sideline him, a denial against Vitality at a tied game at 5.
With the op too, that's gotta sting. If he had tucked, that's so unfortunate for dupreeh, but Gambit, They pull one over dupreeh by splitting up in the retake. Went out halls and a slow crawl from the arch, even though Shiro was there for all but 15 seconds. This was a position that you couldn't prepare for. Axal had to get creative. Sitting on the front of default, he was getting pressured from arch, did not get tunnel vision, looked to halls, took that duel out first, hoped no one came from lane, and then had a very powerful spot to deal with arch. Everyone loves sitting on default in that post plant, knowing the two arch guys are coming into the site. And of course, he plays them like a fiddle. But at least dupreeh got a hell of a lot of economic damage off of that. In fact, his impact will be felt. Hobbit, $0 in a FAMAS now. And the only thing interesting that happens in that round is Gambit taking the early fight on Banana for once, going 4-4. But the rotations are very sticky. Vitality know it's their brand. It's still hard to play against. But I like the way that Vitality are taking their map control, and in my opinion, if they continue to do it this way, though, they're going to win the majority of the rounds. Oh, no! Oh. ZywOo cannot get out. No one smokes his molly.
What is that?
They all had nades, but they might have been... I don't exactly know.
That just seems so easy to stop, and yet here we are in a 5v4. Okay.
Yeah, they're laughing now.
Okay. It's because Apex doesn't op like anybody else.
He didn't pre-aim it wide enough, which saved his life.
He almost steps in front of the train.
What a legend.
dupreeh's gonna get thrown up onto the monkey bars.
I won't lie, I've never seen this work well. I think Nico maybe pull this off one time, but I feel like eventually you die. Let's see.
Oh, can't get a second. Shiro gonna shut down arch side. dupreeh is just waiting and waiting for Axile to overextend, but as the Molotov lands at his feet, he's gonna push outwards. Apex still hunting for the pit player. That flash blinds him, but there's no...
They don't believe he's here or what?
Ah, no hit. I mean, they need to know. He put out the fire. He put out the fire himself.
They didn't see any nade go his way. They should have been aware of pit, and dupreeh is just kind of stuck here. And this is the thing, it's really hard to scale, but he finds one. Okay, second chance of the 1v4. What can you do?
Hobbit's
one in
close.
cold. dupreeh, will you clear it properly?
Oh, he's got it.
It's enough. Headshot in.
35 HP. Another attempt for dupreeh. Vengeance and revenge on the line, but this time they're way faster. Pressure applied. dupreeh, come on now. It's up close. He doesn't know. And Shiro 2-0 over top dupreeh.
Just doesn't move. B2K, he doesn't move. Damn, almost back-to-back 1v4s, both denied at the finish line by Shiro.
Dude, that's so frustrating for dupreeh.
I know.
Like, where'd he go?
He makes it look so good. He almost did the treehouse 1v4.
That headshot versus Nafany, so clean. Shiro just P2000 headshot.
With a flick. It had to be a flick. Well, you know what? He's kept them honest. If not for dupreeh in these last two rounds, Gambit would be loaded, and they have no money. So if Vitality win this round, they have kept the pressure on. Oh, it's maximum level, and there could be 2 free rounds behind it. But the same kind of goes for Gambit right now. ZywOo just on this Tech 9.
Yeah, limited in his weaponry. Enters, eats the flashbang. Axile tracking targets. Will take one with him. misutaaa, he's the double headshot. The jackknife of round 12. Jumps into the pit, grabs bomb. Apex here to work alongside him. Finally, Vitality finding a little footing on this A site, and it's not a 1v4 that's needed.
Ooh, Apex picks up a smoke along with misutaaa, so they can re-smoke 2 things or re-smoke Arch twice.
misutaaa also an additional molly. Where's that going down? Throws it onto the short side. Nafany waiting in moto. This is going to be the 3-pronged assault, a trident of a retake here from Gambit, and they activate first on the apps push. Shiro's flash doesn't help Hobbit. misutaaa pops right back, and that op too valuable to give away. Vitality will finally win their round at this A site.
Yes.
dupreeh looks at his teammates and goes, thank you.
Wow, they pulled that off.
Thank you.
In the 4v5, yeah, in the 4v5 as well. So that is huge. Again, Gambit super low. So will they force behind it? That's the question. But Gambit could take a lead in this half. And the dupreeh 1v4 attempts mattered. That's what we learned. And they're actually gonna force. They're actually gonna force. So the dupreeh attempts were not in vain.
Unless this force buy works.
Yes. In which case, but hey, you could just, maybe you could blame Zonic or something.
Okay, yeah.
Call the wrong strat for us.
God damn it, Glaive.
Yeah, blame Glaive. All right. Well.
Hobbit. Oh, what could have been. Nice flashbang at the very least. dupreeh, oh, he gets caught by Inters. A push, and look, misutaaa just as uncomfortable.
What a crazy man.
Double 5-7 pickup? I mean, go towards B. It feels like a desperate attempt, but you know, you've got a smoke ahead of you. Magisk, he's gonna push up close against nafany, and they get beyond it. Frag B go, oh, almost destroys those two Ts.
Wait, are they gonna catch the bomb?
Almost, again.
We're giving him chances.
I mean,
Ts are so low.
You could feel that Vitality are frazzled.
Yeah, they're waiting for a push. Axile, will he win this duel? This is a big one. Yes, he will.
Clean headshot into Apex. He holds his Magisk, cuts down Shiro. Now the 2v2. Still no bomb. That will be needed.
No smokes left over for T.
Guns back up. ZywOo the full HP. Inters just saw him. Flash into the corner, a peek beyond it. That's good spam damage coming in from Inters as well. Oh, the 5-7 of Inters, 3 kills. And you hear Gambit roar. A full house between him and Axile. And they had no business winning that. Are dupreeh's 1v4s in vain?
Yeah, I guess so, man. Those are the free ones. Those are the free ones. After that, that would have been 2 rounds over. Vitality could have 9-6 this half. No one to blame but themselves. That is so beautiful between Axile and Inters. Inters tossing his flash, Axile spamming the coffins, and Inters getting in some damage as well as P2K and finding the final kill. They earned that. That is a round to get excited about. Economy back on their feet. Vitality in shambles. If they weren't down a map already, thinking about the arena, it wouldn't matter as much. But this could be the last chance for Vitality.
God, just when they thought that they, you know, had established the runway, they got the advantage. Inters 5-7 pop off. That round is chilling as a murderous whisper. Vitality gonna keep an eye over their shoulder now. Gambit breathing down their neck despite Vitality trailing still. 1 round the difference. CT side looking to finish strong. We've got the double deagles here between Apex and misutaaa. Not the heftiest grenade. The better weaponry still on the side of Gambit.
A little bit of solace here for Vitality as they know they can get up to top banana for free. Flash will come in for the retake. nafany will cross. I don't know if he can stick around here, so they'll get some nades to push him back. And he's just looking to see how many players are on banana for this time being, because he knows Vitality can't play a long round. They can't commit to top bracket control and banana control at the same time. So this information is invaluable.
Oh, they're gonna go through that. Magisk offering up his HP. nafany, he falls from the boost, and Hobbit's gonna kill ZywOo again to the fire. Burnt baguette. Jump up, punished. They know that, of course, there's a second CT still nearby. The fast flank here from Axile. dupreeh just getting into position, but the Galil will be bested by the A1S at Axile, honing in on what's left of Vitality. All 3 players within this bomb site, all 3 players halfway dead. Hobbit's patience could pan out perfectly, but no, they push beyond his line of sight. And Axile, who's having an incredible night, 16 and 8 right now on Inferno, is looking for some justice. As he wraps around the corners of Banana, Shiro already starting to kick off this retake. misutaaa, he's kind of cut off from Apex, but time is truly of the essence. And misutaaa, he's going to peel one off of the bomb site. Apex locks in this round win, a tied game as close as can be. We keep going.
Wow, this is a scrap every single little bit. Vitality make it happen. And listen, the idea is pragmatic. They get the banana control, they get Nafany back. There were a couple of moments there with the impact grenades where they were trying to shave HP off Vitality, but most of them missed. They didn't get all of that damage in. And when the round comes to its conclusion, by the time they get to the top of banana, there's still only 2 Gambit players there. They never over-rotate. So they put themselves in a position to need to retake it. And of course you're going to give the advantage to the team in the post plant. They have time on their side. And all of those beautiful site positions to defend from. Gambit toss one back. Whoa. Pressure on ZywOo, actually. And him from the underpass. Oh, wow. Nice. I can't believe Shiro goes wide for that one, knowing ZywOo is down there.
Yeah, it feels like they feel the need to do something. Oh, Apex stomping Hobbit like a Goomba. And he's trying to get the follow-up. Will, in fact, shoot through smoke to kill Nafany. So Vitality gunning for that 8-7 lead on this T side.
This has been an absolute war.
Whew, back and forth affair as well. Gambit will be going on to their T half, thanking that Inters was able to get that 5-7 round. I feel like, you know, that really does just take a little bit of the wind out of the sails of Vitality. The Frenchman not quite sailing to victory just yet, but off of the back of Shiro's flash, Apex pushes outwards. And a nice grenade here killing Apex, but it is still Vitality to end this first half with that 1-round lead. The Spodek is on the line, and Vitality better not feel comfortable yet because Gambit take to the offense.
Screw this. Gotta chill out. I'm in orbit.
Performance from an individual on Vitality, but rather just a team-centric affair. I'm talking 11 to 8 in terms of kill difference on the Vitality side. They don't have either of the top 2 fraggers. That's Axile and Shiro. So can those individual heroics from Gambit really tear apart this Inferno T side, or does this series go to overpass?
Yeah, we saw that they absolutely brutalized Vitality on the T side of Mirage, and I think it's going to have a similar philosophy on Inferno. And honestly, I have more doubts about Gambit on the CT side based on the way they play. So I'd be pretty terrified right now if I were trying to defend.
Oh, Apex will be that first defender. Magisk and misutaaa with him inside this B site. They've seen nothing over from A. Nafany gonna be on the front end, fully blinded by Apex's bang. And the headshot right thereafter. We do lose Magisk in the middle of it all, seeing as he burns out from behind oranges, but maybe Hobbit has a little heroics up his sleeve. He's gonna need to, because Shiro has only a single point of health.
Man, they left it. Hobbit left the bomb.
Yeah.
But he left it in a spot where Shiro can take it and leave. Now, I'm not saying that that's going to be the attempt, but they can also try to double peek from CT.
That Gush.
Hobbit's going to see one. Man, 4 HP between the two of them.
Yeah, that gush ends things, you'd think.
Hobbit makes, or Shiro makes it back. They don't grab the bomb, they die. At every part of the round, Vitality shaved him down, dinked him, got them low, and you know, Gambit always have a chance. But Vitality makes sure to extinguish whatever flame was left in their mind. Put those hopes out.
Nice setup from Apex with that flashbang for the first. You know, if you cut down Nafany before he gets anything done inside the site, you're just leaning on everybody else. And then the numbers also to their advantage. Magisk committed to the cause as he's stuck back into the corner. Also Apex applying pressure by pushing out through that smoke, blind, just trying to throw himself into the pistol.
Man, I look at this buy, I'm not even sure what's more scary.
Real quick. To the top of Banana, they charge.
Yeah, they actually do. Just a 4 Tech 9s, they've busted this site open.
Dude.
Nafany has a smoke as well, but the bomb, they weren't planning on this.
It's what they wanted.
No, this is really strange because there is the idea that Shiro could walk out of halls, but the plant is not free.
Oh, they're starting to leave. This is going to tell dupreeh all he needs to know. dupreeh hears this sound. It's planted right in the open. Yeah. Oh my God, Gambit.
That's so
if bomb
smart
had gone
dupreeh.
To B.
Yeah, that's so smart from dupreeh. These days, you know, people don't rotate as heavily. They got those 2 kills on the top of Banana. They think everybody's over there. I think dupreeh sitting in the last position you'd expect, inside of mid.
Just tucked around middle. Plays the audio to a T.
Oh! Wait, is this round still alive?
Your horses.
And they're coming in from Arch?
You wait.
Nafany, put this MP9 away and pull out your Tech 9.
With eyes peeled open.
Use the gun that got you kills.
30 seconds. Inters is wrapping all the way around through the apartments. He's got a smoke grenade to maybe offer Nafany some kind of an opening here. ZywOo comfortably in the back of the bomb site puts an end to Nafany and should put an end to the hopes here for Gambit. But Inters has already blasted one, so he gets a taste of his own medicine as he exits through balcony, and Vitality do stabilize for their 10th.
Shiro plans for lane, assuming that the next closest player is at best Arch. But the entire time, dupreeh was sitting there in front of Boiler saying, we haven't seen the bomb. I have rotations over to the other site, and they aren't putting it down. So why should I move? And ultimately, it's true. Gambit should have ran that bomb all the way back. But they also had to be able to smoke B, wait for their bomb to get to the other site, and know that most of the CTs are going to be there as well. Still, they'll regret it.
The shoulda, woulda, couldas stacking up in this series. Felt like most of them were on the side of Vitality with those near 1v4s, but now this one goes their way. Nafany pushes through the boiler smoke, just catching ZywOo off guard. Nafany shooting ZywOo in the side of the head. I feel like it's
a better duo.
It's replaying in my brain, and it's going to be stuck there. And if it's stuck in my own, then imagine how ZywOo feels.
Yeah. I really don't believe he thinks like that, and that's why he's just different. But
okay,
yeah. I mean, do you?
How does he think?
I don't think there's much going on up there.
Okay, it's just carnal instinct.
No, no,
no, Nafany, no. By the way, I speak perfect English.
Freya. His greatest deceit.
4 rounds the lead here. Vitality about to lose dupreeh. Good flash from Shiro.
You're not supposed to flash through that smoke. That's so dangerous, and they do it. And Vitality are so upset about it. dupreeh used all his ammo.
Apex is insane. He just jumps through the smoke grenade, then jumps back the other direction, dodging Shiro's sniper shots the entire... Oh!
Apex!
Insane! He drops Axile like a sack of potatoes.
Ooh, this is the perfect squeeze. Out to Arch. We'll see if the shot gets hit. Look how careful Nafany is. He comes in, misutaaa with the dink. But now, yeah, there's one player isolated on the site. Nafany's going to try to catch rotators. Magiska's here pressing up to lane. I don't think this is going to be completely unexpected. No, they wait for it. Shiro, so smart. But look, the bomb is trailing towards Arch. Like ships in the night, they go by. Apex, will he do more? MP9, shot gets missed. He baits it out.
Now the 2 CTs, they're going to wrap. Inters.
I think you just take it A on this in this situation. They know that
Fight down mid.
I was over on the B site. He drops a shot. Half HP's out of the round.
There's nothing he can do about this. They've already got their bomb plant and everything else they'd need.
Oh, damn.
Wow.
Axel says, nice shot, Apex. :D. That was nasty.
What that really translates to
MP9.
is, I'm coming for you next week.
I'm gonna remember you.
Ooh. Little, I
Axel.
like this. I like this. Little wrench in the works real quick here from Gambit.
And that's the thing, like, you can talk about how, like, patient and defaulty and careful Gambit are, but they will just pop through a smoke every once in a while. Like,
Right.
I can't even remember the last time they've ever tried that. And that's versus the deep mid smoke, which means once you pop through it, you're not even at the top of mid. But they found the opportunity. They had dupreeh shooting all of his ammo, thinking he's totally safe, and they said, no.
His safety a facade.
Yeah.
Look at this shot from Apex, dude. What the hell?
Bro got drilled.
Also, props to Shiro for staying sharp. Didn't get caught by that peek around short side. And Apex, if only he knew, right? He's probably assuming that there's a player coming to trade him from middle, but with 2 of those Ts in CT spawn, as if it belonged to them, he walks back into it. When really, if he pushes out the opposite side, of course, no way he knows. He's got bomb control, a clean sight. That opens the mid-wrap for ZywOo to come around. What could have, again, put it in the pile of the coulda, shoulda, wouldas. That's just the game we play. Big utility exchange here at the top of Banana. Nobody wants to give it for free. But here comes the woo.
Now, do they cheat and play 4A is the question. Bracken control will get taken over very quickly. We'll see if they even have Arch smoked in this situation. Looks like they'll press up and just look for the fights.
Apex, he's going to change positions, and he is fast enough to get around the corner, but a smoke lands right next to him.
Yeah.
Nafany versus Apex here on the corner of Arch Wrap.
He's waiting for it. No, Nafany could eat a flash in the position if Apex is going to swing again, but yeah, he does. Oh, but he remembers how to spray, blind or not. Uses almost all of his ammo. They'll reload, but now the rotators.
Pressure's on. We've got dupreeh in the graveyard, Magisk in the pit. And Magisk's pit position questioned. dupreeh's gonna activate. Now they know that he's inside of the graveyard stairs. So difficult to fight his way out of this spot, but honestly, there's a window right now for him to just to dive. Axile's gonna wrap around the apartments, and now that screws him over. dupreeh can't manage, and it's gonna need to be Magisk. So he goes ahead and cuts down Axile, leaving Nafany still on Arch with the element of surprise. Magisk survives, and ZywOo delivers the double. Shiro's gonna take it down into the 1v1, and ZywOo's in the open. It's so damn close. Both players exchange a little damage as ZywOo backs up. The bomb plant's his for the taking, and Shiro doesn't know that this wrap around the bomb site could be the key piece to timing.
Oh, the disrespect. He's trying to make sure, and now he'll know that ZywOo's wrapped. The bomb is on default. He'll have to play it from close. He can't go all the way around, but ZywOo went to halls.
Wrapped where? That's Shiro's question, and ZywOo about to give him the answer. The peek, the flick, the clutch!
Oh my God, that's just like the mind games going on in between those two in that moment. And Shiro will pick up his third 1v1 of the game. A nice attempt from ZywOo. He was putting out impact here in this retake situation. Unfortunately, dupreeh, who's been the real star of the show on their CT sides on Inferno, struggled to get that one final kill, and it is such an awkward type of pressure that Gambit are putting on. There's 25 seconds. They still aren't committing to lane. They're not up at the sandbags. There's still 2 alive. They're throwing nades from Arch, nades from lane, trying to isolate and scare Magisk. And dupreeh and Magisk are trying to figure out when do they commit or not. And it feels like there's no time to do it, but of course it comes down to the last second. And Shiro finds a way. You gotta burn every calorie you ate for dinner to be able to keep up with Gambit. It's so mentally taxing.
Meanwhile, Gambit going to enjoy their dessert. Hard work in the last round, a third clutch from Shiro, and just pistols for Vitality here now. Essentially ensuring that they close this gap down to the 10-11. Shiro Spots Misutaaa. Now he's sleeping with the fish. ZywOo over the top of the boosts. Good damage with the USP, but Shiro's still standing. And the pressure slowly taken back. Vitality, no chance.
They've been pushed back. Extremely clean anti-ecos. 5 alive for Gambit on this one. Any bit of damage could have mattered. With a game this close, it could make the difference. That's a big find. I mean, hey, it's just the MAC-10. That's a full rebuy, though. All the utility, an extra AK next round. And they'll finally close it with 4. Get into double digits. Starting to catch the tailwind of Vitality. Not enough money for an off. But Shiro has his.
No kit on the play for Vitality.
Oof.
Keep it in mind if a retake needed. Grenades exchanged down Banana, but Axile getting so close. Apex.
Oh my God, he's getting chased down
yes,
too.
He is.
Oh, and he'll die before he gets around the corner.
Misutaa's chance. He's not having the best of maps, and now he's under pressure. Multiple players coming at him, but only one is needed.
That is so genius, dude. I don't even, dude, that last frag, the way that he pump fakes, jumps up over the smoke, sees Misutaaa fall back a little bit. That's a moment where Misutaaa thinks it's a reset of the situation, where he'll go back and throw nades, set up at quad, whatever it is, throw down his incendiary. Axile says, no, I'm coming forward into that.
This time, Gambit, they want to bust Vitality. They want to take everything from them.
He had such a good feeling for what the decision would be, and everybody starts to fall.
CT side in shambles soon enough. Hobbit chasing out from balcony. Gonna find the head of Magisk. And ultimately now, with hindsight behind us, we look at that setup. Apex spamming a smoke with no support from Misutaaa in that bomb site.
Yeah, that was a gap.
He was still standing on the corner mid-reload.
Yeah, that was a gap. Hey, Axile does that. Okay, we've seen some stuff that Gambit don't regularly do in this game so far, but Axile does do that very consistently. To the half wall, if he finds a gap that big, he will exploit it. Even if there isn't a gap, sometimes he'll push through. They've already caught a player in the middle of a reload at mid, and they took way bigger of a risk to go for that fight. So you better believe. Vitality are frustrated.
Feels like they're just trying to crank the tempo in this one, attempt to fight down Banana. Instead, it's Misutaaa dead right out of the way. Apex chipped by the frag grenades.
Started this round with 5 smokes to try to get Gambit to juggle around over and over again, but already down a player.
I mean, we can feel this momentum from Gambit. Woo. Apex, gonna remind them what's up, but it is still Gambit on the cusp of the 5-round win streak. We haven't seen Gambit fall to these types of buys from Vitality.
Yeah, they've been much cleaner on the anti-ecos, it's true. But still, some interesting spots here from the CT side. The last smoke of the round here, however.
Hasn't happened yet, but better late than never. A buy like this and a round win, Vitality, oh, what it would do for them and their economy and their chances of closing the CT side. dupreeh versus Hobbit in the apps. Not gonna happen. 2 headshots immediate. ZywOo's gonna try to dive back, but he's being chased by Hobbit. And that, my friends, is a clean round from Gambit as they take that T-side lead.
Last 2 anti-ecos, 4 alive for Gambit. A lead now officially, numerically, and I think in feeling as well. Vitality, they can buy. They didn't put themselves in a position to have an op. With the investments that they made, I don't think that they're gonna rely on it or need to. But it is something to know. However, what do we see? Nafany, with all the money in the world, picking up a MAC-10. Understanding that this could be a round with fewer helmets, potentially. A MAC-10 for some of these entries can be better than full rifles. if they need to do something with speed. You got 3 players who have decided to avoid helmets. As if the economy wasn't good enough on the T side. They can basically buy for 3 or more rounds, even if they lose. This has become a hell of a task for Vitality. Oh, and Magisk eats that fully flash, but he's got a teammate behind him, and he's aiming in the right spot.
And I am impressed by the fact that, you know, Vitality don't shy away from a little bit of a banana fight. With misutaaa getting wrecked in the round prior, yeah, it's just the Deagles, but it just felt like Gambit have had that piece of the map. Maybe they want to cancel out Axile, and they do so effectively in round 24. Vitality will not simply hand Gambit the tickets to the Spodek. Gambit warned them, they'll take it by force.
MAC-10 becomes an AK. They'll start a slow buildup of pressure towards the small site.
misutaaa, time to deliver. We talk about his multi-kill potential. Now would be just a golden opportunity.
Chance for a boost.
Good flash. misutaaa dodges it, turns back into it. It's in fact nafany blinded by his own teammate. Apex late nades. Whoa, the lineup. He's gonna find more than one as the damage stacks up against what's left of Gambit. Enters. He responds with a team kill and a frag against Apex.
Hey, he's got an op in the post plant. They're not rushing him down. 15 seconds, they could dive this. Flash comes through, Magisk will be first up, and he's dead.
Post.
3 up for Vitality. Op has now transferred to the CT side.
A bonus.
That props up their economy with the defuse.
Game tied at 12.
Thank goodness. Because what a snowball it would have been in the second half if that didn't happen. Look at the money for Gambit. They have 10K on 3 players, 12.9K on Hobbit, on T side.
Stacks on stacks. But while money will continue to be an issue for Vitality in the sense that Gambit have more than enough to churn through, it's also a question of can they cancel Axile as quick as they did in that last round, because he was the immediate 5 versus 4. There's no doubt that helped out. ZywOo's gonna go hunting. Shiro on the other end of this, and ZywOo doesn't want to stick around too long, so he falls off with a warning shot over the bow. Come get some, he says.
Man, if Gambit do something quick, there is such a big gap here as the rotations seem to be disjointed. They swap places.
Shiro's gonna take the helm of this short peek. Magisk, whoa, the shot.
But even that hey, Magisk showing himself right there, that's info.
Apex gonna put out the fire. A little bit of FAMAS spam. He has been caught on some of these reloads, so he better be cautious. nafany gets the better of him. AK over FAMAS. dupreeh forcing his way through, but Axile, just a little bit of cover in that corner is all he needs, and suddenly there is a world of pressure on Magisk inside that pit. You said it, information. Gambit have already seen what's left of this A play. Now they don't know where he got off to, and they don't know how badly Vitality want to try and hang on. Magisk doesn't wait for them. He makes his move. We've got a player up in apartments and a push through. Inside of Arch, 2 Ts reside.
Oh my God, there's so many lurks going on, but it's still going to end A. We just have one player who ran to B simply to walk through spawn, and ZywOo might catch another bullet in the side of the head from nafany.
Every single time. His kryptonite tonight. nafany over ZywOo, an open door to the B site and an open door to the Spodek kicked off its hinges. It is Gambit back in the lead. CT economy not healthy. The T side on coffers of cash, and the individual level, I tell you, Axile, how did he survive?
Man, what an absolutely ambitious mid-round that they pulled off, but nafany was prescient. He could see that B would have had to be clear. The rotations were in emergency mode. dupreeh totally fluffed the spray, rotating in from Arch. Unfortunately, again, has been a highlight of this team on CT side Inferno, but today has been caught off a couple of times. CT pause will come in, and so will a force. They do have enough for the op on ZywOo. That was creativity and ingenuity when they needed it the most from Gambit. Terrifying to watch. They found the openings, they exploited Arch.
Yeah.
And you could tell Vitality were of two minds for a second when they were swapping the rotation in CT spawn, and that's when Gambit decided to go a little bit faster than they normally do into middle. That's when their odds shot up.
ZywOo forced to play this one. Glass cannon, limited utility. Will we see something different? Such a daunting task to go peeking down mid, especially when any of those AKs mean aim punch. An overstack on the A site. Apex takes up the task, the massive task of holding back the Gambit banana play, which has been so successful.
They will time a mid-peak here, feeling insecure without top banana control. Apex with an MP9 only.
I mean,
but will it be too slow?
Such an invitation, just spamming with an MP9 through smoke.
They're readying the God Flash. Apex gonna be reloading. They're coming through this right now.
This reeks of desperation. Apex gonna try to restore some type of a defense if he wraps around, but instead he just stays here, and Vitality are gonna be scrambling, but Apex, as he burns to a crisp at the hands of Shiro, who postures over top this smoke. Vitality need to concede. They give away 14, and Gambit 2 away.
It's another perfect call. Vitality looks so silly to be there, stacked up in middle for that much time, but it's because Gambit did it. They just decided not to take over bracket at all, went right into the B exec. Apex is hoping to hell that they attempt it with a flash, a smoke on Arch, so they can time a flash for themselves to peek into mid. And if they call it the rotation to B, they can fast flank. Gambit just didn't even give them that option at all. They had the opportunity to save. It's worst case for them. They're still fighting against 14. That's fine for Vitality, but they didn't even get a chance to fight back in that round.
They have to let it slide, dude. They didn't have enough to buy back. They didn't have enough to bounce in. Apex.
There have been some amazing calls here from Nafany in this game, across this series, and he hasn't been one of the most impressive callers at this event so far. Seriously, a far cry from even yesterday. On the precipice of the Spodek.
I mean, the fight continues for Gambit. It's just about what victims they leave in their way. This is a scary version of Gambit as well. The winner of Ninjas versus Maus would be their next target. Oh, but Inters is the target in round 27. ZywOo takes his head clean off.
What is that shot? Oh, are they gonna peek into B again? How many times have the CTs died here?
The flash.
It comes through, but it comes back and they get crushed.
Oh, the
again,
peek.
Axile with 2.
Every time he goes for this B site, it's a bloodbath. The Frenchman spilled as he slits his way through. And a bomb plant on top of it. If last round felt like a damning task, then what about this one? Frag goes deep, chips Axile further down, but still he stands for now. Another grenade destined for the corner. That one could do it. No, again, Axile. This guy's invincible. And with no answer off of the back of that, that could have served as the chance for Vitality to push, but now they will go for OT. OT or elimination.
Oh my God.
For this French and Danish fusion.
And ZywOo, oh, he's got to be careful he hits this shot. Yeah, this is what it comes down to. Series point, Gambit are on. And they can go ahead and throw bodies at these exits because every little bit will count towards them. They have enough money for the rest of their time on the server today. Another round one with those jackknife frags from their top fragger, Axile, who exploits them on a timing, falling back. And it's them who try to compensate by flashing to the top of Banana to turn the corner. But Gambit had the exact same idea.
It's another failure between misutaaa and Apex to hold that B site. The only time we've seen it hold was when they actually took a third player over there. When they killed Axile for the 5 versus 4. That is the CT round win ever since the initial 3. 8 of the last 9. Gambit, Gambit, Gambit. And they're looking to hammer it around the corners of the A site. ZywOo, it is now or never. And his patience, he holds. The flash pops, he doesn't. Axile primed to take his head clean off. And if it's not Axile, it could even be Inters in from Boiler. Gambit, they hold. Magisk flashed, good attack. That at least drops Hobbit out of this one. A man advantage for Vitality, but at what cost? Apex, 44 health. Magisk in the teens.
Rotations are starting to make their way over back to B.
Right there.
ZywOo will eat one, though. That's a bomb as well. In his vision, CTs are going to start coming. He's going to layer it with grenades. Molly to protect it for 7 seconds. T's not panicking. Nafany on another lurk. Does he find a frag?
dupreeh added to the tally of players who are lower HP'd. Nafany, he could serve as the split into this A site. Drops dupreeh on the rotate first. A 3v5 primed to eliminate Vitality. But how do you deal with the players in the bomb site? How do you unearth Magisk from pit? ZywOo burned, Magisk dead. ZywOo down to a crisp. 3v5, and it looks goddamn flawless. misutaaa, he is needed as he has been all map long. And we've got Nafany, 1 HP. It makes a world of difference.
Oh my God.
They continue their run. The returning champions one step closer, but one of the biggest targets taken down. Sayonara, Vitality. They come up short, and they will not be a part of playoffs.